Hi, I'm Allie and I'm living chronic faith. Thanks for stopping by. As we continue to take a look at some of the popular phrases that Christians might say, it is so important to really understand the meaning behind some of those phrases so that we're not just quoting empty words, but that we really mean what we say. And so today I want to take a look at the phrase, "His eye is on the sparrow." It's more than just a song. It simply talks about how concerned God is about you. In Matthew 6, Jesus tells the disciples, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body, what you will wear. Is not life more than food and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they?" And it goes on to talk about the lilies of the field and how they are dressed more resplendently even than King Solomon. And you can look at nature and see how God has provided for everything that He created. And how much more can we anticipate that He will do the same for us? In Matthew 10, He asks, "Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Yet not one of them will fall to the ground outside your Father's care. And even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. So don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows." Even though the sparrows that they used in the temple for sacrifices were cheap, 2 for a penny even, He says that they are still under the Father's care. So I suspect that's where that song came from. The concept that if God is taking care of a sparrow that is worth roughly half a cent, then I know He watches me. I know He's looking out for me, and I know He's working everything together for my good. So do not fear, He says. Don't be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. How much more? This is one of my favorite verses. It's Isaiah 43:4. And God says to Israel, "Since you are precious and honored in my sight, and because I love you, I will give people in exchange for you, nations in exchange for your life." That is incredible. That the very God of the universe, God that has all the people that He could ever want, looks at us and says, "But you're precious in my sight. I chose you. I call you by my name. And I would trade everything for you." So I encourage you, if you are dealing with self-esteem issues, insecurities, depression, take a look at that verse and see what God says to you. You are precious and honored in His sight. And because He loves you, not because of anything that you have to be able to do, not because of any accomplishment, not because of wealth or success or fame and fortune, but because He loves you, He will give people in exchange for you, entire nations, just for your life. That in itself should reveal to you how valuable you are to Him. So it gets easy sometimes to feel invisible, to feel forgotten, to feel alone, especially in times of quarantine, especially when you're already dealing with chronic conditions. But you matter. You matter so much to God. He loves you. Don't you ever forget that. Don't you ever forget how much you mean to Him, that He would trade it all just for you. I hope that puts your life in perspective. Because when we realize how valuable we are to God, it changes how we approach life. And it releases us to passionately pursue our purpose and the destiny that God has ordained for us. Don't ever let the enemy hold you back with lies that you're not good enough, or that you don't matter enough, or that you're not capable enough. Because the God of absolutely everything says you are precious and honored in His sight. And because He loves you so much, He would trade it all away for you. You defeat the enemy today when he comes to you with that lie that you're not good enough. You're everything God made you to be. Walk in it. Trust Him. and let him lead you into your destiny. In the meantime, don't worry about a thing, because if his eye is on the sparrow, I know that he watches me. I love you. God bless you. Take care. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.